counts. Maria Dismondy has written a book about that. In the Potato Chip Champ, first of all, I absolutely love the name of this book. And second, welcome to Take 5.
Thank you. Thank you for
Now, where you are from Michigan, right? Where are you based in Michigan?
Novi.
Novi, okay. So just a little drive to here today. You are a teacher by trade, so how did you get into the whole children's book writing thing?
You know, I was looking for literature to read to my class about bullying, about self-esteem, and I was really disappointed because most of what I was finding was teddy bears and horses and animals, and it wasn't really realistic. I wanted children to be able to connect to real characters, so I decided to write a book.
So do it yourself, darn it. Well, your first book, Spaghetti in a Hot Dog Bun. This was about your own experience
It
of
was.
being bullied?
It was. It was about what happened to me when I was younger. I was teased for my big hair, the silly food that I ate, and who I was. And so it's a story based on my life, and as you can see in all my titles, they have food or drinks.
I like that. I like the little connection in there now. And you've written 4 books in total, right?
Yeah.
And is the theme throughout all of them sort of like being kind and anti-bullying and things like
Yeah,
that?
self-esteem, awareness. I've been researching bullying for the last 5 or 6 years, and what I'm finding is there's a lack of empathy. And what's happening is empathy is not being taught in the home, and it's actually a learned behavior. And so then children are going to school, and the teachers have such curriculum to get through that character traits are not always being taught in the schools, which they shouldn't have to be taught in the schools.
Right, you would think that's something that would be taught at home.
At home, and that's the disconnect that we're seeing. And so I'm going to schools now, and I'm presenting on bullying and character and empathy, and that's the missing link. We've got to get those kids to learn what it's like to be in the shoes of someone else.
So after doing all this research, as a parent, what advice can you give parents? Like, how do you instill that empathy in a child?
We'll start young and do a lot of modeling. So be the person that you want your children to grow up to be. So refrain from gossiping in front of them. When you're talking on the phone to your girlfriends, try to make it so that your children are in the room and they're not hearing that petty gossip that might be going on, but really being a role model for your children and talking to them. If they have a situation that happens, say, wow, gosh, that's so sad that that happened to you at school. This is how you could have handled it, and giving them those tools because they don't always have the right answers.
Or maybe if it's something that didn't happen to them, having them put themselves in that. Oh, can you imagine? How would you have felt?
Yeah. So a lot of dialogue, and I think children's literature is huge. I think every night before bed, grabbing some really great books. Because what happens is parents don't always have the words to put the words into the story for the child.
Yes.
So grab the literature that's already out there and read it to your child because it's a lesson in a fun way. So you're not really like teaching, but they're learning through the story.
Now, what is the story about the Potato Chip Champ?
So the Potato Chip Champ is about a little boy who has everything, and he's good at everything. But what he doesn't understand is why all the kids at school like Walter Norbert. Because Walter Norbert has dirty clothes, and he has an old broken-down bike. Well, through some silliness and through the story, you find out that Walter is a really good person. And that's why he has so many friends, because he's kind. So, so it's a great lesson on empathy and kindness.
And then at the end of it, you can that's sort of like the opening to be able to talk about things like this.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Wonderfully done. Congratulations. Some
Thank
very good books. And keep going with the bullying message.
Thank you. And, there's a lot of free stuff on my website for families. So a reader's guide, they can, ask questions about all my books, cooking lessons on all the books.
Oh, even better. We like that.
Yeah. And they can buy my books at the Woodland Mall at Barnes & Noble. There'll be signed copies there.
Excellent. Sounds good. You can find more information on Maria's book on her website on the Take 5 homepage. We'll be right back with more Take 5.